one of the ones that God is going to use in the final days. You're watching this, you're just like me. You're a chosen one. You know that you're chosen. Nobody can tell you different. You know that you're chosen by your heart. You think different. You love people, and you don't just fake love people. You really want to see people do better. You don't just hate on, you're not jealous of people secretly and just talk and just become friends with them just to see how they're doing in life so that you can plot on them. You really want to excel people. God gave you a heart. You really have the fruit of the Spirit. You may have been pushed out by your family members. You may have been pushed out by your friends. You may have had a lot of battles in this lifetime, but that only means that you're chosen. But if you're watching this message is really important for you. You have a huge calling over your life. You have a destiny calling that you have to fulfill. You're here for a reason. You're here in these last days to help God fulfill a mission on earth, to bring as many people to Christ, to bring as many people out of their pain, out of their depression as you can. God has a mission for you. If you're watching this video, you are here on assignment. You literally are placed in this time. You're in this life for a reason. You could have been made in the 20th century, or we're in the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s. But God chose you to be alive today so you can hear this message. If you're watching this video, you are really a chosen one, and you're going to be used more than ever in the next couple of days, months. Until Jesus really comes, God is going to use you to help other people. What that means is that your life is going to be under attack. Because, see, when the gates close, the more number of the enemy has, the more he feel like he accomplished his mission. Right? So when hell opens and then it finally closes, because all the demons going to be trapped in hell, all the souls that aren't saved yet are going to be trapped. They're going to be trapped in hell. And God forbid that that's anybody that you're put on the assignment to bring to Christ. But when that day happens, see, you are going to be the reason why there's less people in hell. Point blank, God told me to tell you that. Point blank, period. He put you here for a certain reason. And if you don't know it by now, you need to know it by the end of today. You need to understand why you're facing so much attacks. Because if the enemy could take you out, there is so many other people he can get in by taking you out. I don't know who needs to hear this. There are so many other people he can get into hell if he can take you out of earth. But God told me to tell you that because of your assignment, because of the souls that he's going to allow you to win, because of the lives you're going to change. If you're watching this, you are really a chosen one. God is going to do so much in your life. And I'm not here to tell you, to pour into you so that you believe it. If you're watching this simply enough, you probably already know. Your family they already made you feel like you were always the outsider. You never fit in. You had to face a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, to where you grew up and you knew you were different. You knew that everybody that called themselves your friend wasn't your friend. Everybody that said they was your family wasn't your family. I'm not here to tell you you're chosen. You more than likely, if you're watching this, you already know because of the battles. Now you may be feeling defeated, a chosen one that has been defeated, but I want you to understand something. You need to pick your crown back up because you still have a mission. The enemy knows if he can get you to stop believing in who God called you to be, if he can get you to sit down, if he can get you to take a time out, if he can get you to stop pulling in, stop being the best person you can be, stop being, there's nobody that can be you better than you. You're the best at being you. Stop being you. If he can knock you off of the path, off of your mission, off of your calling, he knows that means that there will be so many other people that he can pull in because you're not doing your job. But I don't know who needs to hear this. You have to, right? The only thing about you is that the attacks made you feel like God wasn't with you. The attacks was actually more of an awareness that God was actually with you, that God actually chose you. The battles that you face should actually be an answer to your question. But sometimes the battles that you face bring more answers. Why am I going through this? Why am I here? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Why can't I ever get this right? Why don't nobody like me? Instead of saying, the enemy must be attacking me because I'm so called by God. Instead of knowing that the attack of the enemy is so heavily over your life, that anything he can get to go wrong in your life. Haven't you heard the story of Job? Anything the enemy could have got to go wrong in order to get Job to leave his faith. He tried every single thing. So you don't think when it comes to you that the enemy is going to try every single thing. And God is already knowing that you're going to stand up and step up and stand still and believe and trust in him. But see, the enemy wants to try every single thing. And some of you, the enemy was only on he had 7 tricks up his sleeve. And by his 3rd one, you quit. But there is some of us that still know, like, yo, I don't care if you got 50, I'm not going to turn on God. I don't care if you got 100. I don't care if you got 60. God got me. God got my back. And so the ones that have left your mission, it's time to stand back up. It's time to unite again, because God is using us in these last days. God chose you. He called you by your name. He said it was you. You were the one in your family that would be the generational curse breaker. You were the one in your family that would be the prayer warrior. You were the one in your family that would be the pastor. You would be the apostle. You would be the anointed one. You would be the prophet of your family. And what that looks like is that you're watching your family do all these wicked things, and you're watching your family carry on in their wicked ways, and you're watching the world carry on in their wicked ways. But yet you know you can't live like that. Even when living like that seems to be the reward on earth, you know that you have a reward stored up in treasure, and a treasure stored up in heaven. Even when it looks like the wickedness is fun. Sure, you want to go clubbing. Sure, you want to do this and you want to do that. But you know you have a calling over your life, so you remain pure until those temptations don't no longer attract you anymore. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you've been in your purity so long that when you look at the lustful ways of the world, when you look at the sinful ways of the world, it turns you off. It makes you want to be near God even more. It draws you closer to God. God told me to tell you that in this time, here's the message, and I'm going to leave this with you, that in this time, it's going to get serious, because God is using you so much in these last days that you're going to face a lot of attacks. The enemy would do anything he can to get you to turn away from God, because he knows if he can get you to turn away from your mission, he can allow other people to not be saved. Because there are so many people, you don't even understand who you're supposed to lead into salvation. You don't even know who you're supposed to lead into to giving their life to Christ. Some of us, you don't even understand, if there was never a John the Baptist, Jesus would have never been baptized. Well, I'm quite sure God would have found a way, but just think about how people are who lead us to Christ. You are somebody's pathway to Christ. You don't even know it. And somebody will never know about God unless you speak on it, unless you speak to them, unless you get to that area. Some of you, you're living in areas that others of us cannot reach. You're living in Antarctica. You're living in Africa. You're living in South America. You're here in America, but you may be states away. You may be towns away. You may speak a different language. You may relate to someone differently. You may look a different way, and that's why they're going to listen to you. They may not listen to me because of how I look. But your appearance may be the reason why they actually take and pay attention, take heed of what you're saying. And so you don't even know the gift that God has called you to have. You don't even know the mission that you have. But that comes with also a lot of trying to get you to not fulfill your mission. You got to understand that you got angels fighting against you. So the word of the Lord came, and God told me to tell you that you're heavenly protected. Your angels are on assignment to heavenly protect you. You're more protected. If God has put it in your heart, if you've never discipled or never evangelized to anybody on the streets or at your job, or if you never told somebody about Christ, this would be the time to do it. This would be the week to get bold, to do things that you never wanted to do, or that you never felt like you wanted to do because you were too afraid or too embarrassed. You're so protected that God is saying, go and make disciples. God is saying that he loves you so much.